Hello and welcome to the show. On tonight's program, we learn all about the upcoming MS Walk, spend some time trying to talk to the other side, but our first guest is the Vice President of CUPE Local 5111. All that and more tonight on Around the Region. No one knows what causes it, but it affects thousands of people each year. The Lloydminster Chapter of the MS Society of Canada is here to tell us all about their upcoming fundraiser. And have you ever had the feeling that you're not alone? We will follow a team of spirit hunters on a night of exploration in Cold Lake. But first, healthcare providers in the Prairie North Health region have been without a contract for some time now, and Denise FORTIN is in to talk about the issues with our own Whitney Stinson.
Well, you've probably already seen the headlines by now. The Canadian Union of Public Employees and the Saskatchewan Association of Health Organizations have been battling it out since 2008. The local union vice president, Denise FORTIN, joins me here in studio. Thank you so much for coming today, Denise.
Thanks, Whitney.
So what I think we want to try to do here today is sort of wrap the headlines that we've been seeing lately and maybe just go back to 2008. So bring me back to the time where your contract had first ran out.
So our contract expired, it's 2 years ago today. We did not go to the table with SAHO initially right off the start. They were bargaining with another healthcare provider group. So it was September until we got to the table.
Okay, and then in December 2008, you guys walked away from the table, is that correct?
No, I don't believe we walked away. I think talks ended because till June 2009, and then they provided an offer to us, and that's when we took our strike vote, because the concessions on the table are so huge that we just couldn't put our members in that position.
You were ready to walk out. You were ready to pick it.
We're not ready to pick it, no.
Well, you were.
We took a strike
vote.
Yeah, we took the vote. That doesn't necessarily mean that we, in turn, want to go out onto the picket line.
Okay, and then in that same month, SAHO, they handed you 75% of your full-time staff essential services notice.
Right.
So how did that affect just sort of the workplace environment?
That has a huge effect on the workplace environment. It not only doesn't allow us to take any sort of job action, but it also does not get the bargaining negotiations going. The employer has the hands up and they know it. They've deemed now 90% essential because of any time they can change the numbers, and they have. They've changed people, they've changed classifications, they've added people, they've taken away some. So it's constant change.
So, I mean, how does that affect you guys? I mean, so what are you able to do now in terms of getting their attention?
Informational rallies is what we're trying to do, public awareness. We're trying to lobby the MLAs and the government to get involved. Just anything we can. The last thing we ever want to do is take job action.
So in September 2009, on their website they say they tabled a financial offer, which is, I think, why you didn't want to talk in December in the first place, was because they weren't talking money. They wanted to leave it at just contracts and then talk money once they had all of the unions together. Is that correct? That's
right. We have a coalition table with SGEU and SEIU. Right, and that is the monetary table. We speak separately on other issues. There is monetary things that are at this table.
Okay, so why, after they came out with that financial offer in September 2009, what was wrong with it? I mean, why didn't this end then?
The offer was 9.75 over 4 years, and there isn't really anything wrong with it. If they would have removed the concessions along with that final offer, we probably would have went to the members and asked for ratification. But that 9.75 remains with all the concessions. So we either take it as it is or we take nothing. That was what they said to us. You take it all or you take nothing. So we can't say we're going to take the monetary package, but we are not taking the concessions, because that's not the offer.
So it's not about the money?
That's correct. It's
so you're
never
okay,
about
you're
the
okay
money.
with the money, but you're not okay with the concessions.
You're right.
Okay, so then they put a final offer on the table. I mean, nothing since September 2009, and then this past January, they put this final offer on the table, and this is what you've been protesting ever since.
Absolutely.
This is this hard offer, this final offer. So what is it about this final offer that has everyone up in arms?
It is the multi-site language, number one. First and foremost, that is a huge issue to us. The region is very widespread. We are from Meadow Lake, North Battleford, Cutknife, Maidstone, Lloydminster, all over the place. And so being that I'm an employee of Prairie North Regional Health Authority, that now makes the whole region my work site. This language that because I'm an employee of Prairie North, I now will go to work in Meadow Lake if that's where they need me. And it will not necessarily be employer paid. If I go to work and they send me to Meadow Lake, I will have to get myself there because that is now my workplace.
We'll have more with Denise, including her thoughts on...
Outline your ideal contract to me then. Like, what's it going to take for you guys to say, yes, let's sign?
Obviously, the multi-site language needs to go. The home care language needs to go.
When we return on Around the Region. Workers in one hotel in Cold Lake have heard stories about ghosts inhabiting their building for years. Now a group of experts are going in to confirm the presence of paranormal activity.
And as we were talking, you could see the footprints appear in the flower.
DESEREE MANDEL and her sister CANDICE are setting up their equipment for another night of exploration. The pair provide a unique service for their clients. They help others talk to spirits who may be inhabiting their space.
Over the last 2 years, it's really flourished where it's a more common known where people are actually able to talk about their experiences and then find help.
But just how exactly do you discover that you have the ability to talk to the other side?
They contact you. Depending on how they want to give you the information, I could visually see them at first. So, for example, I go get my groceries and the lady, taking my groceries, going through the till, I would see maybe her past son. And he'd be standing right behind her as though he wanted me to say, "Hi, I'm here."
Tonight, checking in on this old hotel in Cold Lake to confirm any presence of paranormal activity. The hotel owner does not want to rid the spirits from his building, but let them know that they are welcome.
We have experiences, so we know that there is some activity going on in certain areas. So our main objective is to get evidence as much as we can so that the people that work here feel more comfortable coming to work and understanding what is going on here.
The pair, along with some of their medium friends, move through the building looking in rooms where staff at the hotel say they have felt a presence before.
It's not a ghost, but it's like an imprint of a boy, and I want to say he's like 12.
The group made their way to a hallway on the second floor. The presence of a little boy could be felt.
For you, if you want, you can try pushing it, you can play with the ball.
They decide to leave a ball for the spirit to play with and set up a video camera to see if they can catch proof of his inhabitants.
I definitely think it helps just because it lets us know that what we're doing or we're on the right track. I still like to get as much evidence as I can. I think once people actually see physical evidence, it's more believable.
It made me feel better, actually, about, I don't know, feelings that I've had in here. It kind of just sounded like maybe the bag shifted.
At the end of the night, hotel staff were not at all surprised when some of the stories they had heard or things they had felt were being brought up.
A few of the ones I've heard down here, not so much upstairs, but some of the stuff down here for sure hit home. So it was really eye-opening, really, that she would mention it and we had never said anything prior.
We maintain a high level of integrity. We will not want to listen to stories ahead of time. We do not do any research on the building, the place, the owners, nothing. We go in with no information because we get our information from them.
And for all the critics who think it's just one big hoax,
I know this is going to sound funny, but they can think we're crazy. We really don't mind. I don't care what anybody thinks about us. A lot of this happens when people have personal experience. I understand that.
I think until you actually have your paranormal experience, you're probably always going to be a skeptic. I'm even skeptical at points.
I'm still a skeptic.
Now all that remains is the painstaking task of reviewing their footage and audio recordings to see if anything's been captured.
We'll know for sure once we go through all the footage and see how much physical, because tonight is really based on trying to gather the physical evidence.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week, but if you have a comment or a question about the show, feel free to email us at aroundtheregion@newcap.ca. I'm Daniel Barry, and we'll see you next week on Around the Region.